Here are my sleeves. Hey there, I'm Jeanette, also known as Little Rummager. For the month of October, I will be working through Simplicity pattern 7372 from 1976. I will be working on the button-up blouse in this video, and in the next video I will be working on the jumper dress, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the completed outfit. Okay, so I actually already started on the mock-up, and let me go ahead and show you what that looks like. Okay, so the pattern that I have only gives you a pattern for a size 8, so I had to size it up, and I'm about a size 16 for 1970s simplicity patterns. Thankfully, it wasn't too painful figuring out how to size it up, and so I'm really happy with the mock-up, but I do need to adjust it. First thing is I want the collar to just meet a little closer to the edge here, and then the other thing I noticed is that the bust dart is just too high, so I have marked it for a lower one. So that's about it for the mock-up. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the fabric I want to use for this project. So I decided on this cute bat fabric for the main portion of the blouse, and yes, it was thrifted from retails. I love this part because it looks like a face. The pattern for this blouse is really straightforward, and I think it was a really great pattern overall. For me, seeing this was the very first button-up blouse that I've ever made. The washers that I'm using as pattern weights were just bought from Home Depot. They're relatively inexpensive and they do a really good job. For the collar, cuffs, and buttons, I'm going to use black velvet material from last year's Halloween costume. It wasn't well made and I don't intend on wearing it again, so I'd much rather have it begin a new life as a cute HalloweenCore blouse. And I did go ahead and work a little bit off camera on the blouse. First thing I want to go ahead and show you is all I did really was just go ahead and sew down the darts on the blouse. So this is the front bust dart, and then I have the back of the garment. Here we go. And then for the back of the blouse, there are 2 darts at the shoulder here. And I think that looks really great so far. I also was working on the collar and the cuffs as well. Like I mentioned, I went ahead and made those velvet. I did have a bit of a hard time because I went ahead and ironed interfacing to just one of the portions of the cuffs, and when I was sewing it was like stretchy fabric against non-stretchy fabric, and it just started doing a bunch of really weird and terrible things. So I had to unpick it out and then just apply interfacing to both sides of the collar and cuffs. This is the collar. It's a really big Peter Pan collar. I quite like it a lot. It turned out pretty good. I did have a little bit of a hard time trying to like get it to be completely even, but I don't think anyone's gonna really notice, so it doesn't matter. And then for the cuffs, I'm not crazy about them. they just feel a little too bulky. This kind of feels like a cuff that should be sewn onto like a coat or a jacket. It doesn't quite feel delicate for a blouse, especially like this blouse where it's very sheer. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just make the cuffs out of this fabric too. I think it'll be fine. Yes, so here I am making cuffs for these sleeves once again, but I am really happy I did actually go ahead and take the time to redo them. I think they look so much better than what the velvet cuffs were gonna look like. In this portion of the video, I'm going ahead and sewing together the front and back of the blouse using a French seam. I love using a French seam, especially for something this sheer, and it gives a very clean finish inside the garment. So I've gone ahead and finished the side seams and the shoulder seams with a very pretty French seams, as I showed you. The next part that I need to work on are the sleeves, and I feel like I'm not alone in saying this, but I really do not like sewing sleeves. I absolutely love sleeves on clothes, but I do not like sewing them at all. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to show the setting in of the sleeve. That is the part that I get the most nervous about, and the part that I end up having to redo at least 3 times. So anyway, I will go ahead and get started on all of that right now. I tried to attach the collar to the shirt and it did not work out. Very much like the velvet cuffs, this is just too heavy for the sheer bat fabric. So I had this feeling this was gonna happen, but I ended up having to make the cuffs and the collar all out of the bat fabric. For the collar, instead of doing a Peter Pan collar, I just went ahead and did a exaggerated pointed collar instead, which is still very 70s. The pointed collar just makes sense because the bats, their wings are pointy, so collar should be pointy. That just makes sense in my head, and I think aesthetically it looks a lot cuter and more 70s that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this right now. side of the collar, and I will be done with the button-up shirt. Like I say in all my videos, all the little things such as liking, subscribing, and commenting on my videos help me and my channel keep going and growing. Anyway, I will go ahead and just give you a small reveal on this shirt. I really hope you did enjoy this video. Again, this is like the first part of the whole HalloweenCore outfit that I'm making. Stay tuned for next week where I will go ahead and make the jumper dress to go with this shirt. Thank you. Bye.